Hey guys, it's Joshy. So this isn't a typical video of mine. I'm not doing anything, not a challenge, not anything like that. This is actually more of a tale about my depression. Recently, there's been in the headlines a lot of suicides and things like that, and a lot of that stems from depression. This is also sort of in memoriam of Chester Bennington, lead singer of Linkin Park, and also I don't remember her name, Stevie, can't remember, but she was the host of Stevie TV on VH1, which was a hilarious show to me. So depression is plaguing us like crazy. Plaguing us as in those who deal with depression. My depression started, I would say, 5, maybe 6 years ago. Sort of hard to tell when it all started. I lost my aunt, who was a second mother to me, in 2000, I believe, 14. In the same year, I lost my job at a factory I was working at. Then, the next year, 2015, I lost my uncle, who was very close to me. And then the next year, around my birthday, which is February 18th, the week before, I lost my best friend, and I lost my aunt. Well, she's a cousin, but she's so much older and so much wiser than me that I always called her my aunt. And all of this happened literally a week before my 21st birthday. It was sort of difficult, really difficult, because you never think that to happen. And it was literally for, I say, 4 years straight, I was plagued with a death each and every year. Someone close. On top of that, I was going through work stuff, some emotional stuff, feeling unwanted in a way. And that's a huge, huge thing about depression. You sort of feel like you're unwanted in a way. But you are. Don't let anybody tell you different, not even yourself, because you are. I had to learn that a hard way. The week of my best friend's funeral, I went to work, and I felt very alone. It set in that I felt very alone. I was working a afternoon shift, which is like 3 to 11. And I was on meds. I had cooked. I had cleaned. And I was working with other people, but it felt like I was working alone. And I began to shake. And I went into the med room, passing meds, and I just started crying because it felt like the world was flying at me. And I was the only one feeling the effects of what was going on. I cried because I didn't get a chance to heal. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. I didn't get a chance to really do things that, other people have the chance to in that type of situation. And then the day of my birthday was my aunt's funeral, which also sent me for something. And then the next day after my birthday, the hotel that I had picked out for my birthday to sort of, 21st, you get a hotel room, you drink. They denied me a room because I had the same last name. Well, basically the same name, Joshua Barnes, as someone who trashed one of their hotel rooms in their chain of hotels. Wasn't me. I had just turned 21. It couldn't have been me. I couldn't even, get a hotel room at that time. Anytime before then. Which caused me to go sort of downward because, again, my birthday weekend, things happen, but when you're in that state, you feel like everything's happening to you. And then there were just other things that were going on. And I felt like I was in such a state that I couldn't help anybody else. I felt low. And I continued to help others build up. At least that's what I was thinking. I thought working through it would make everything easier, and it didn't. I would pick up so much overtime that by the time I got my check, I didn't even spend it because I just didn't want to. But at that point, it was no reason for me to really have money, so I would just spend it on stupid and frivolous things. So last year, around May, I was being bombarded at work. Basically being told I wasn't doing anything, even though for a whole year I had done everything for my house that I worked at. Even learned how to change a colostomy bag. I was doing everything from cleaning to cleaning a person, passing medication, even took on a bigger role, but it wasn't good enough. And then it set back in that maybe I wasn't good enough. Which I still feel sometimes with this stuff. But I digress. The real thing is, A person with depression, you don't know what is going on. With me, I wouldn't tell anyone. I would just sit there and let it build up inside of me. There were times that I didn't eat for 3 days straight. And then the 3 days turned into a week straight. Then when I did eat, I would eat something so small it wouldn't really even count as food. It was something that scared me. No one knows what you're thinking about. With me, it wasn't suicide. It was the thought of death. Death no longer scared me, which it shouldn't, but it set in. Death. It was sort of like, okay, if someone were to say, hey, death is at the door, I would open the door and invite him in. It wasn't that I wanted to kill myself. It was just that I was comfortable with the thought of it, which scared me. And that sent me to go to my doctor, who sent me to a counselor, who sent me back to my doctor, who put me on medication to basically cope with the depression and lessen the symptoms of it. It worked. It worked. And I noticed that I was depressed because I felt like I had no control over my life. I had no control over death. I had no control over how the natural order of things went. It felt like I had no control over my family life. It felt like I had no control, period. And the counselor made me see that all the things that I was feeling were natural. All the feelings were natural. She told me that it was okay to feel these things. But she also let me know that it was my life and I could control it. She told me to find out what it was that I wanted. The things that I want, I can control. Some things I can't get, and I understand that. But the things that I can strive for, to reach for, I should do that. And that's when I turned to YouTube. I knew that I had seen people like Markiplier and I'll even say PewDiePie, those type of people reach out to other people. They touch the lives of millions. And I wanted to be just like them. And it made me feel good that I could see myself wanting to do something besides lay in bed. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but my thoughts on this situation they're all jumbled. I knew that I wanted to be bigger than what I was. I felt small I felt alone. But I know that there were ways for me not to feel that way. When I started doing YouTube, I noticed that I could reach other people who were interested in things that I was, who had been through what I had went through, and not feel alone. All of them around me, but not around me. You might be on the other side of the world, but you can see my face. You can hear me. And it makes me feel less alone. There are times still that I get lonely and depressed, and sometimes I feel psychotic. But I know that it's all right. And I want everyone to know that there's always someone to talk to. There's always one person that's going to listen. There is always someone who's there. Be it a friend, a family member, a counselor, a doctor. Someone's there. And I want to say Chester will be truly, truly missed. If you know someone, or you yourself have depression, suicidal thoughts, anything, talk to someone. And you can also contact the suicide hotline. That will be in the description below. I wish this would have been a happier video, but just know that things do get better. Things continue. Never make yourself feel small. Because if you were gone, there'll be a huge void for everyone. And as always, much love.